なアルとマイクみたいになりたい。でも電話してくれない。オークランドとブックレンドから世界チャンピオンバーチャルプローズ始まるよ。バーチャルプローズ。
To my motherfucking man, 50 grand, the alcoholic man, and jack a tall can in his bloodstream if he can. Biggie Smalls, the stroker, MC provoker, chocolate tie smoker, huh? I like to max and Maximas and Acuras. Your girl butt cheeks, I'm smacking, huh? The raw rapper, spine snapper, with the little, cause all my lap shot, the ball, I ain't your fucking comforter. And if I ever fall in love, I bet I'm fucking her. Ask the if I didn't choke her. If she try to front, then I drop the Chucky.
Episode 81 of That World Champion Sound, the Virtual Pros podcast. My name is Al, a.k.a. Henny Omega, a.k.a. The Bad Man, a.k.a. Bushinagata, a.k.a. Dr. Keith Drapinski, a.k.a. Two Phone Scorpio, a.k.a. Super Brazy, a.k.a. Pete Gas Break Dip Dip, a.k.a. No Speak Broke Boy, Kami Shinsuke Stack a Mill Up. And with me, one half of the Holy Scheming Army, one half of Blebolition, one half of the Heavenly Thotties, one half of the Bread Hunters, my main oos, Mike.
Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? It's Mike, a.k.a. Gooey Spicoli, a.k.a. Sticky Creamboat, a.k.a. Mac McGriddle, a.k.a. Crack Saber Jr.
Today's topic, the 2019 predictions episode. Listen to Al and Mike break out that crystal ball and scream, "Called it," all throughout the year. Hit us on Twitter and Instagram at VRTL Pros. Hit us on SoundCloud. Hit that heart. You know I like it. Hit us on iTunes. Leave a 5-star review and subscribe, please. And peep us on Spotify if you haven't already. If you want to participate, email us at virtualpros64@gmail.com. Before we get started with emails, Mike's cover art this episode is incredible, and this might have been, or it could have been the logo, I feel like, if it were done, I guess, 3 years ago. I'm a big fan, Mike. Great work.
Hey, thanks.
But we got some emails, Mike. You mind starting off with that first one?
Sure. The first one is from fucking Horror Fanatic, who I believe is the same person who gave me the moniker Rich Mike. So yeah. He's back. It's Why People Hate Kenny Omega, because we were talking about this last episode. What up, my ninjas? Happy New Year to you all. I hope for continued success in the podcast world, and I hope you sell millions of merch. Hey, thanks. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's get right to it. Why do people hate Kenny Omega? Well, for starters, his title run was whack as shit. Second, remember the CEO show where he booked the sex offender on the pre-show? Third, no payoff to the Bullet Club feud. Fourth, the dude didn't even get a proper send-off. Tanahashi kicked his ass back to the territories. Haha. Fifth, he just showed up at the presser in the suit like a poser. Some kind of suspense there. Why not do a surprise and have him just show up at Double or Nothing? And no, I don't want to see Omega and Jericho again. And that brawl at the presser was lame. Fair enough. I guess that's why people don't like Kenny Omega. I mean, outside of the sex offender stuff, I don't think I have much of a real problem with the rest of the stuff. I also don't think he purposely rented a ring from a sex offender, but I don't think I'm in the majority there, so.
That's interesting. Was there ever a payoff at the race war angle that ended the show I was at? Did he ever wrestle Tama Tonga for the belt? I can't remember.
No, none of that ever happened.
Man, you're kind of a bitch, Kenny Omega. Tama Tonga's looking for you. Unblock me, by the way. What the fuck, Tama? Next email is from Chuck, titled R.I.P. Bludgeon Bros. Fellas, I was just watching SmackDown and wanted to ask Mike how he feels about his all-time favorite tag team, the Bludgeon Brothers, being retconned out of existence. Everyone knew their gimmick and general mode of dress was horrible, but I didn't think they'd just write them out like straight hoes. Also, you guys have any favorite tag teams that got cut short or ended unceremoniously? And also, this part is mostly for Mike, although if Al is a closet metalhead, please accept my sincere apology. What are we thinking about Rowan's musical taste? Last week he was wearing a Hailstorm t-shirt and they suck. This week he was wearing an Amarth t-shirt. There you go. Amarth t-shirt. And they're pretty sweet. And him being into them totally tracks since he's basically a human Viking. Do you think he's mostly into good shit, or do you think he's bumping new metal in the rental between towns? Finally, when he starts wrestling again, He's gotta just wear the jeans and Chuck Taylor's Conan style, right? Keep killing the game. Chuck, a.k.a. For Loco Beware, a.k.a. Party Janetti, a.k.a. Hot Fire Ant, a.k.a. Drinking Lean Gene Okerlund. This is for you, Mike. All you. I don't listen to metal.
Well, as far as favorite tag teams that got cut short, my answer is always Mike and Ricky. Ricky and Mike, aka R-Truth and The Miz.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're leaving money on the table for that. They were only a tag team for a few months, and could have been a lot longer because they were very entertaining. Did you have one?
I was gonna say John Cronus and New Jack, were they called the Olima Gangsters, the Gangstonators?
Oh yeah.
I don't think they lasted long, but I thought that was a pretty sweet pairing.
Also, I don't know why I said Ricky and Mike. It's Ronnie and Mike. I don't know. I was thinking of Belle Biv DeVoe, who also have a Ricky and Mike, but they also have a Ronnie and Mike too. So, anyways, as far as Eric Rowan and his taste in metal, he's also wearing a Duff's Bar shirt. I think this week, which is a bar in Brooklyn, which is owned by Duff from Guns N' Roses. So I think he's just one of those guys that just listens to whatever is on Spotify. That's in the metal section, basically. He doesn't seem to have discerning taste, which is fine. He's busy being a wrestler, I guess, and being a genius. So I don't think he has time to really sort through it and pick one category of metal to listen to. So I'm sure he's fine. Eric is the next email.
What's up, Eric?
Virgil went to my friend's stag party. Vert bags. Why bury the lead? I recently found out that Virgil went to my friend's stag party. My friend does ring announcing for Empire State Wrestling, a small indie promotion in Niagara County, New York. And I guess he got Virgil's contact information through that gig. He invited Virgil to a stag party on a whim, and Virgil showed up, which is a very Virgil thing to do. When the strippers showed up and did their thing, the guys at the party tipped them well, as you do. Virgil picked up one of the dollars that fell on the ground, pretended it was his own dollar, gave it to my friend and said, "Here's some fuck money for you." Also a very Virgil thing to do. I guess my question to you is, have you or any of your friends had a similarly intimate, bizarre interaction with someone in the wrestling business? Eric, a.k.a. Michelle McCool Modi. I can't really say anything that was like out of the ordinary like that happened. Like I've been at bars where wrestlers were, but that's not, it's weird. I think it's a lot weirder when they show up in a place you don't expect them to. And so, yeah, I've never really had a situation. No, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I have never had a situation.
Damn. Mike has a situation, but he doesn't want to fucking spill the beans. Nothing this bizarre. Drugs Bunny of Hood Slam fame. I saw him at the WrestleMania parking lot. When they were at Niners Stadium. We slammed some beers, but nothing like Virgil being at my friend's stag party at all. Next up is from my tag team partner, Wealth, titled MLW, Mike and Al. I'm stuck in my in-laws' place and just wanted to get some MLW discussion going since it's very missing from the show. Gotta be honest, it's some of my favorite wrestling going. 1 hour, well-produced shows with good storylines and free on YouTube. Al, you couldn't figure out how to find Lucha Underground on TV, so they made it this easy for you. Anyway, listener Joe and I went to see it in Philly, and it was great. It reminds me of old-school territory wrestling. Sometimes guys are there, and sometimes they leave. In parentheses, Roosh. And hell, we got pretty drunk off Blackberry Brandy. Some barfly ordered for us at some dive bar pre-show. At intermission, Teddy Hart came up to me and said it was great to see such an old friend and told us to come party where he was staying. I've never met or have seen Teddy Hart before in my life. He was also staying 30 minutes out of town, and I have a feeling that maybe it could have been a banging party or maybe just a really expensive Uber ride to get high and fall asleep under sketchy circumstances. We didn't gamble and went to Ray's Happy Birthday Bar instead, because the Pennsport pub closes at midnight for some fucking reason. Anyway, highly recommended to the Vertbag universe. Jay Welf, king of the punk seal of approval, and listener Joe, unemployed dirt weed manufacturer, thumbs up. See everyone Mania weekend. Let's go Mets. Fuck the Giants and Mad Bum's bum-ass shoulder. Jay Welf, a.k.a. the Blackberry, Brandy Rhodes. Welf, knock it off. Don't talk about Madison Bumgarner like that. Secondly, yeah, I gotta peep this MLW. I didn't know it was that easy. I didn't know all I had to do was log on to YouTube. So maybe I'll take a break from watching Mikey Chen videos and peep this MLW. Maybe I'll add some shit to the mixtape. Do you know if they split it into matches, or do I have to watch these in like full 1 or 2 hour?
It's hour-long episodes.
Oh, okay, that's right. You said 1 hour shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It's pretty cool. I don't watch it religiously, but usually if I'm doing something, like if I'm packing shirts or something like that, I'll just put it on in one long continuous loop for 4 hours or whatever. But so like I catch up like once every couple months, but it's a pretty cool show. And I might be, I think by the next episode, I might have gone to an MLW show there because they're going to be in Chicago, and I haven't decided if I'm going yet. I'm pretty sure because it has a bunch of cool shit on it. So I feel like I might regret if I don't go. So I'll have a.
Wait, didn't they try to do like an ice angle with like fucking, Pentagon and shit? That's kind of fucked up.
Was that them? No, I think that was TNA, wasn't it? I don't know.
I think that was MLW, dude.
It might be. I know they did the thing where low-key bit somebody's ear off or some shit like that. And
oh, that's cool as hell. Fuck yeah.
The next email is from Dylan, aka Drug Dogs.
Oh, what's up, Dylan?
Alan Mike, I asked this question on Twitter years ago, but I ended up deleting it because there was a crazy typo in it that embarrassed me and never re-upped it. I'm going to try again. If Hollywood ever signed off on a Dave Meltzer biopic film, who would they cast as Meltz? I think Kevin Bacon might be good, but I have bad eyesight. Maybe they look nothing alike. Who are your choices? Thanks for taking my question. I'll listen off the air. Dill, aka Drug Dogs. I think the obvious, clear 1000% answer is, of course, Jesse Eisenberg from the Facebook movie and Lex Luthor in that Superman movie and a whole other lot of mediocre movies. He's a really great actor. He has the hair. He kind of has the same stammer. I mean, I don't know if he has that in real life or that's just in his acting roles, but he kind of has that stammer. I think he could definitely pull it off easily.
I'm kind of wondering, say this dude is like a method actor, what kind of exercises would he have to do to fulfill this role of Dave Meltzer? You know what I'm saying? Would he just like have to lift? Yeah, first off, fucking just lift during Raw commercials for one. Go to the mall and like check out Hot Topic, like in San Jose. I don't know what kind of study you'd have to do. In terms of an actor, for all my older boys out there, for all the perverts, Randy West looks exactly like Dave Meltzer, and I think he'd do a fucking great job. Next email is from James, titled Mike's Bullet Club Conspiracy. What's up, guys? First time, long time. I've never had anything email worthy to send in, but I wanted to know, how does Mike feel about things going from a woke conspiracy theory to it spiraling into a whole brand new promotion with the entire elite leaving Bullet Club? Keep dropping these fire podcasts. They really get me through these rough evenings at work. Truly yours, JB, aka Black Kofi Kingston, aka San Andres Miyagi, aka Hectagon Jr.
I guess how I feel.
Yeah,
I think I was wrong. I mean, it's true that people only like the white Bullet Club guys, but the Bullet Club is real stinky right now. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe I understand why those guys were the appeal of the Bullet Club, because it's just kind of like the NWOB team now. It's who's their best guy? Tama Tonga? Do they have anybody else?
In the Bullet Club?
Oh, wait, Jay White.
I don't know. Yeah, IWGP Heavyweight Champion Jay White would probably be number one.
I still can't take that guy seriously, man. I don't know. Yeah, they're kind of, he doesn't need those dorks. He should just be his own guy. I said after the Wrestle Kingdom, they should have just dropped all those fucking stables and started over. But I don't know. They'll probably, I feel like this is the last year of the Bullet Club. It has to be.
I hope so, man.
But outside of that, I am pumped for AEW, not because of the Bullet Club guys, but I just think it's going to be pretty cool. And I don't see, maybe I do see Elite merch every once in a while, but there's a lot more of it, so it's not as uniform as the Bullet Club merch. So we're finally weeding out all the Bullet Club shirts, so I'm kind of happy about that too.
I don't know, dude. In Cali, it seems like it's still super poppin'. Like I work near an art college, and so like I saw this dude outside. He had the Kenny Omega goodbye and good night hoodie. And like, this is a pretty stylish college, and I was like, that's crazy. And I was at the mall the other day, And sure enough, like, this dude had the Young Bucks, like, I don't know if it's camo, but it's like that kind of like light blue, yellow, and pink joint. Yeah, people are still wearing it out here at least.
Well, they stopped manufacturing it, so it's got to stop at some point this year. It's going to be gone.
Maybe.
Last email's from Knife Dreams. It's called Deathmatch Safety. Ayo pros, need some advice. I bought front row tickets to GCW next weekend in LA and was planning on taking my wife with me. Over the last 10 years of our relationship, she's gone from ironically attending the occasional WWE pay-per-view with me to now refusing to go to any live wrestling that's not underground enough. She was at the last GCW show with us, and now I fear she's got the bloodthirst after seeing the insides of a C-level celebrity get spilled in front of her. That's all well and good, but we just recently found out we've got our first child on the way. Hey, congratulations. My question is, do you guys think it's safe for a pregnant woman to be in the front row during a death match? Is our baby going to come out looking like a fan from the crowd of an old IWA Mid-South tape if she gets some of G-Raver's blood in her eye or inhales any light tube dust? I searched on WebMD and couldn't find any info, so I figured I'd ask you guys. Thanks, Knifey, a.k.a. E.A. Skinner, a.k.a. Del Wilkes, the Funky Patriot. P.S. It's really fucking weird that I'm telling you guys I'm having a kid before I've even told anybody in my family. That is pretty weird. Yeah, I think this is a horrible idea, man. I don't know what to tell you. I think I would be more fearful of somebody diving. Yeah. I mean, I think they look usually. They don't land on women, I don't think. Or at least they don't try to. That's what I'm telling myself in my mind, at least. That's probably not true. I'm sure wrestlers don't give a shit who they land on. But I didn't really look at that card too well. I don't think there's many death matches on it, so I don't think it'll be like a real big deal, but I don't know. That every single time I say that about GCW, it seems they have some pretty bloody, violent matches still on their kind of normal shows. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest idea though.
Fucking knifey getting hyphy. That EA Ski, aka very Bay Area of you. First off, congrats. I did meet this dude at the GCW show, so that was sick. But yeah, dude, pregnant women can't even have like cold cuts, like meats, you know what I mean? So like, don't take your wife to watch people cut each other up. Some shit can happen. If you want to participate on the show, hit us at virtualpros64@gmail.com. 2-man scramble time, Mike. I got some topics. Some Virtual Bros chat. Tetris 99. How you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm loving it. I haven't gotten better than 19th place though, so I've kind of hit a wall. Like, I can't get into that upper echelon. It sucks. I've been trying to read kind of strategies because I don't know. There's some games where it's just like no problem, no one ever attacks me, and then there's other games where it's just like right off the bat, and I swear there's like some knowledge to it that I don't understand. But otherwise, it's such a cool game that you just pick up and play for like 10 minutes and put it right down and go do other shit. So yeah, I love it. It's definitely, I'm very glad I got the Switch when I did.
10 minutes for you, Mike. 4 hours last night for you, boy. I swear to God, this is my new shit. If it really becomes like an esport, I really might try to go pro, Mike. I'm not kidding.
So do you actually have a strategy, or are you just winging it?
I do have a strategy. So I'll start off random.
Yeah.
I'll just target someone, not even at will, just whoever the AI picks for me. And then when I get to 50, I'll start going for badges, because I think the more badges that you earn, the stronger your attacks get.
They are, yes.
If I am targeted, I'll definitely play some defense and then switch it to attackers. I'll go to KOs every now and then to build up my badges too. But I think I've played 400 games already.
Whew.
I think I've won 5.
Damn.
But yeah, man, I'm obsessed. Like, this is my new Rocket League. I really, really want to go pro. If there's a tournament scene in your area, guys, listeners, let me know. I'm very, very curious. virtualpro64@gmail.com. I love this. And it was fucking free. Yeah. Incredible. If you're a Switch owner, you have to buy this. Or not buy it, but download it.
The only thing I wish, and I understand why they don't do it because it'd be so confusing, but I wish you could like hook up with your friends and be in a room with them. But that's pretty impossible.
So check this out, Mike. I got some good news for you. Some guy did some data mining, and there's supposed to be some co-op soon. Some survival modes.
Oh, shit.
You can fucking set up some cliques and battle other gangs around the world. This might be the perfect game. I love this.
Yeah.
My second topic for tonight. So recently, Vrtl faced off against Pac at OTT. I only saw the GIF, but Pac looks like he broke his finger.
Yeah.
You think this was an inside job or not?
I don't know, man. It looks pretty fucking bad. Oh, you mean an inside job? They sent a message to him, like WWE, man.
That's exactly what I mean.
I don't think so, man. I don't know. I really like that conspiracy theory, though, so I will support it and say yes. Yes, it was an inside job for sure. And everybody should go with that and tell their friends about it.
Vince McMahon saw like Black Rain. He was like, oh, the Yakuza like to cut off the pinkies, huh? Pac likes Japan so much. We'll teach him a lesson here. Break his finger. I back this fully. My last topic of the night. So since we recently, you and I, Mike, we celebrated Valentine's Day. So it was news to me today on the timeline. Apparently Charlotte and Andrade are an item. So my question to you is, what in real life wrestling couple, past or present, would you quote unquote stand for if someone had a gun to your head?
Oh boy. I think off the top of my, well, I can't say that. That's problematic. I was gonna say Stone Cold and Lady Blossom, but I think that's the one he beat. So I don't
boy.
Yeah, I don't wanna go down that road. Fuck. Oh wait, you said they were real. I guess they were real life while they were wrestling. So yeah, I guess that's true. But actual other real life couples. Macho Man and Elizabeth is too easy. Yeah, I don't know. Outside of my problematic answer, I don't have a good one off the top of my head.
Man, I thought you were just going to go Hideo Itami, Peyton Royce, A1. 'Cause that's mine. For fucking sure. God, I feel so bad for him. I guess he's going to Noah, apparently, huh?
I guess. That's Dave Meltzer, I think he said that, and then he said he made it seem like maybe he doesn't really know. I don't know. They don't really date, though. That's not true, is it?
I don't know. You don't get the newsletter I do, huh?
Yeah, I guess not. Okay, I have a mixed bag of softballs here. The first one is a unpaid plug, very rare unpaid plug. JB, who did our Great Muda shirt, many, many years ago, 1 or 2 years ago. And it's also one of the nice boys behind, Hardway. Him and a friend of the show, Cam, started a podcast called Gutter Boys. It's kind of like they do the funny books, they do comic books and stuff, and they kind of talk about their, their foibles and stuff in that world. It's pretty interesting, so you should check it out. It's on Spotify and all that stuff. They already have ads, which is, not the greatest, but nobody's perfect, but, everybody has to get paid somehow, so. But yeah, no, it's really interesting, and they're very good at it for only being a podcast for like 2 weeks, so, check it out.
Yeah, I peeped it, man. That dude, Cam, I don't know what kind of fucking bass filter he's applying to his voice, but that dude sounds like he's a fucking FM radio DJ, dude. Yeah. You have a great voice, Cam.
You do. You have a very good voice. Okay, more video game chat. As of the recording of this episode, Fire Pro Promoter is supposed to come out next week. I have my strong doubts that's actually happening because there has been no screenshots or no news of it, but in December or whatever, they said it was going to be out February 27th. And I just wanted to alert everybody. That means this, there's a couple months, a couple episodes where the Fire Pro talk was heavy. And if this Fire Pro Promoter comes out this week and it's as fun as the past iterations of this mode, you might be hearing some more Fire Pro chat on the show because I love the Fire Pro Promoter mode, and I'm hoping it's not limited I'm hoping it's not limited because the past ones you could only use the characters that were already in the game. So it might suck if you could only use New Japan characters, but if you can use anybody in your mind's eye, I am definitely going to be creating Doggo Pro Wrestling in the in the game, and I will be giving updates on this show.
I can't wait, dude. That Borat's gonna get a real fucking rocket to the back, I feel like, in this Doggo Pro. I'm rooting for it.
This is just a question I had, which is, when the Iron Sheik dies, do you think the guys who do his Twitter are just gonna keep tweeting as the Iron Sheik? Because that's what I assume. I assume they're just gonna pretend he never died. And that makes me sad, but
100%. Why wouldn't they?
100,000,000,000%.
Well, who's going to pay him?
Oh yeah, that's true, huh? I mean, it's still notoriety, though. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, it's going to happen someday. We'll see. This one's weird to me. It's that Lars Sullivan had like some kind of fucking nervous breakdown a month ago or something. And it's not really like a big deal. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to. I don't think it should be a big deal or anything. But the way that people bug Dave Meltzer about things like minute things that happened in wrestling 35 years ago to this day and still bug him about it, I'm surprised people aren't freaking out about this shit. It's really weird. They have a wrestler on their roster that had some kind of weird breakdown, mental breakdown, and just went off into hiding. That's some pretty freaky shit. And I think it should be talked about a little more because it's kind of a weird thing. And as far as wrestling goes, there's not many things in wrestling you could really classify as weird because it's a weird thing to begin with. But to me, this strikes me as weird. How do you feel about this, Al? Do you think there should be more reporting on this Lars Sullivan shit?
I'm very curious on whether or not he's a Scientologist.
Yeah, didn't you say he tweeted that and then deleted it or something? Or did he not delete it?
He did delete it. Apparently it happened and it was gone. So I'm assuming that's how Twitter works.
I think they need to cut the cord on that dude. I know he's a big scary man with giant disease or whatever you call that, giganticism. And but I don't know. I don't know if I want some dude that's like fucking like this being in a ring with me and fighting me. That's scary as hell. But yeah, it's somebody actually did ask Dave Meltzer on Twitter today, and he's like, "I've reported on this enough." So I think it's like some cover up. This dude is still talking about shit from 40 years ago. He just had a whole entire Observer episode going over a fucking Phil Donahue show he was on 7,000 years ago, and he's like, "I've reported on Lars Sullivan enough." So I don't know. It's a cover up. That's another conspiracy, along with Walter and Pac being an inside job. Gotta watch out for this Lars Sullivan conspiracy.
I'm still curious on who would be better at Tetris 99, him or fucking Eric Rowan. Who's the bigger genius in WWE? I think that's the angle they should go with. Forget fucking beating John Cena. Who's smarter?
Yeah. We should figure it out in Tetris 99.
I'm going to ask Dave later about this.
My last one is I'm going to WrestleMania weekend, as you guys might know if you're my friend in real life. And as of right now, I only have tickets for... I'm not going to WrestleMania. That's been decided before I even decided to go to WrestleMania weekend. I'd rather just be on a plane and go home and watch it in the comfort of my own home. But the only things I have tickets to right now are AIW and then the 2 spring breaks. And I'm not like worried about spring break. I'm not worried that's not going to be a good show, but I do have a little worry. So I wanted to start a little worry meter about how excited I am for the show coming up, because you know they've been trickling out the people that are there for a while now, so it's happening. It's not like they've been quiet, but also the tickets to this show were a premium. They were not cheap at all, so they have a lot to live up to. I have faith in them. GCW has, even the shows that I look at, I'm like, I could skip it, and I end up watching it anyways, and I'm like, man, that show is fucking great. So they can do no wrong in my eyes, but still, look, just for playful fun, I wanted to make this worry meter. So I'm starting at a 5 right now. They announced this Australian Suicide today, and that's pretty cool. There's still no real, like, big heavy hitters yet. Like, they announced Onita a million years ago, and he can't wrestle, so they need some like real big fireworks. Otani's going to be cool. Otani Gage. Obviously, I'm there for that. But then they added a whole nother day. So now I have tickets to both events. So I'm just kind of in the middle now. I want to be wowed. So, hopefully in the coming weeks, I could report some good news about this, the upcoming spring break.
I was going to say, dude, how spoiled are you, Mike? You're going to see fucking Shinjiro Otani versus Nick Gage.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, I know.
5 out of 10 on the worry meter?
Hey, they're expensive tickets, man. They weren't cheap, okay. So I'm going to be pretty pumped about that. But like I said, then there's that second day added, and that I think it's going to just be a clusterfuck the whole time. which sounds cool, I think, but I don't know. So I don't know if 2 hours of just like people dicking around is going to be fun. But like I said, I have faith in those dudes. Everything they do is great, but just me and my money, I want to stay rich. So
yeah,
I just have to just make sure. So I'm right in the middle right now. I'm not doubting it, and I'm not doing backflips yet, but we'll see in the coming weeks.
Well, I was there for the second clusterfuck, and that really took the wind out of my sails. Are they running these shows at like a human hour, like the last 2 times, or what?
No, the first one is at a human hour, which is 8 o'clock.
Okay.
It's going against Joey Ryan's Penis Party, which is the same deal, but with Joey Ryan instead of Joey Janela. And the next one is the one they added, and that one is at Saturday at midnight. And I am leaving in the morning, and I don't know, it's sometime early in the morning, and have to get from New Jersey back to New York. So hopefully it's worth it, because it's going to suck getting back in the morning.
Yo, so if someone who was a Vrtbag ooped you some tickets for the Stardom show, would you go for the culture?
I want to go. Most of us that I'm with, our group wants to go, but the problem is it's fucking super far away.
Oh, really?
And it's right before spring break, and I feel like we don't have there's not numbered seats. We have balcony seats, and I think it's just first come first serve as far as where the fuck you're sitting. So I imagine there's going to be kind of a line there, and it's we'll probably be cutting it pretty close, but I don't know. Stardom is still up in the air. We definitely want to go, but it's just it's 22 miles away from where spring break is. So it's just kind of it sucks that they picked that one time to run it and not a couple hours earlier or something.
Yeah, the way they're promoting that show is this is going to be an authentic Japanese Stardom experience. And I don't know what that entails. Does that mean you're going to be able to get photos with these women before and after the show?
Oh, yeah. See, that's the problem. So the show starts at 4.
Yeah.
And they said it ends promptly at 6, and then 6 to 7 is when you can buy merch and get pictures. And it's not I want to get pictures or anything, but I'm still just I don't know, man. Maybe it'll go over a half an hour and then we'll be late. So it's kind of just I don't know.
Are they going to bring over the most famous photographers from Stardom Japan? It could be fucking crazy, man. You might be able to see Andres Miyagi, who was just revealed as the new member of Oedo Tai, which is nuts.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm rooting for you, dude. Go to that and go to DDT if you can. I still have not ruled it out yet,
Cool.
We'll see, because I was planning to go to Vegas, but Vegas, for whatever reason, is $9,000 for 3 days, and that wouldn't be very smart of me. New York, it's almost at the same price these days. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, today's topic, the 2019 predictions episode. Listen to Al and Mike break out that crystal ball and scream "called it" all throughout the year. Please stay tuned. And we're back with Virtual Pros, episode 81. Today's topic, the 2019 predictions episode. So I think we did this last year where early in the year, Mike and we just kind of think of predictions in the pro wrestling world. The way I ordered mine is I went from the most plausible to the least plausible. Some are kind of softballs. This last one I have, though, I hope it happens. I think it'd be fucking nuts, and I think it'd really be a hit. But my first one, so like I said, I think this is the most plausible prediction out of the segment, and now I think is actually like the perfect time to pull it off. I don't think that they're going to be left off the main shows or anything, but if the Evolution show from late last year was like any indication, like it could be pretty good. So I think this year we're finally going to get an all women's wrestling show from WWE. They have the roster to do it. And I think with all these hours, opening up with programming, I'd be pretty stoked to see it.
I was considering having this as my prediction too, but then I was like, they just gave them the tag titles, and I don't know, but I don't know. I can definitely see it happening, though. I could see that as a pretty solid, actual, plausible prediction. All of mine are not really plausible, but I do think there's a glimmer of hope they could happen. I don't think they're completely out of the question. My first one is when we decided to do this, this is the first one I thought of, and I was like, this one's kind of ridiculous. And then after I watched Raw this week, I was like, oh man, this could actually happen before we even record. So I think it's going to actually happen, but I think WWE, or in more cases, Vince McMahon, is going to get so shook by this All Elite Wrestling and like the Undertaker leaving and all this stuff that they're going to try and pull some sort of stunt, sort of like the DX invasion angle, and they're going to like try and be like edgy and hip and do something like that to like get this buzz, but it's going to end up being like fake Razor Ramon and fake Kevin Nash level of like embarrassment.
Yeah.
And it's just going to completely ruin them. and I mean, I don't think they're going to like go out of business or anything, but I think it's something like really embarrassing. I can't say for sure like what it was. I think it will be some kind of like fake invasion thing or something where, they start doing like fucking shoot angles and stuff like that. Just like real like grasping at straws WCW type shit. And that Raw last week kind of proved my point, where it's not embarrassing or anything, but they just brought up like 4 dudes from NXT for no reason, and we're just like, okay, you're gonna win all your matches, and it was just like real weird. And I don't know, so I see it coming, and by the end of the year, I think.
I thought like the illest petty move back, like I feel like in the mid to late 90s, is when WCW, like when someone dipped, they would like play clips of like the person that left, like getting their ass beat. So I think when Stone Cold left, they showed him getting beat up by like Johnny B. Bad. And I was like, that's fucking sick. I like that a lot. So I could totally see them like replaying Fandango beating the shit out of Chris Jericho, on the granddaddy of them all or something, leading up to whatever AEW show is happening. I'd be down for that. I enjoyed that pettiness. My next prediction. So, coming off Wrestle Kingdom, it was a super fun show. But I'm kind of like you, Mike. My interest in New Japan these days, isn't very high right now. And I know this year that New Japan, they have some pretty lofty expectations to meet. I mean, they're running Dallas with a proper G1, night. They're really swinging for the fences with Tokyo Dome being run twice next year. So I think they're really going to have to go for it. So I think some pretty big New Japan returns are going to happen. I think Hiromu's like kind of penciled in for sure for me in my head. I think he's been teasing about recovering on Twitter, so that's happening. I think he's going to be in the G1. But I think Shibata's coming back too. And that dude is totally down to die in the ring. And so I feel like if The Office, quote unquote, were to pitch this idea to him, he'd be totally down. So I think these are the moves that they're going to have to make in order to like really fucking boost New Japan interest this year. Do you think he's coming back? I think he is.
I don't know, man. That just seems real sketchy. I don't know if people would be into that at all.
People would watch, though, man. People are ghouls.
Yeah, it's true. They would watch. My next one has to do with podcasts and wrestling. I think after I really thought about this, I think this is less of a joke than I would like to think it is. But I think this year, wrestling podcasts are going to find an even more embarrassing product besides Blue Chew to promote that like kind of normalizes like a horrible thing that happens to people, or like not a horrible thing, but like an embarrassing thing. And they try and normalize it and make it cool. Like all the Blue Chew ads are always just like, yeah, man, it's no big deal. It's okay. it doesn't. You don't need to take this if you just because your dick doesn't work. You could just take it because it's fun, and that's not that's not how it works. And I don't know if this is some kind of reverse psychology where they're just like, oh, if we act casual about it, then people whose dick may not work will be like, oh, it's just this cool fun thing, so I don't mind buying it or something like that. Like, I don't know if it's a scam or they really are trying to normalize it where it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this because I want my dick to be even harder, but it works otherwise. It's just like it's this weird thing. And I don't buy into it. If it was a real product, it would be on television. Like, it wouldn't just be this thing on wrestling podcast. So I don't know who's falling for the Blue Chew shit. But anyways, back to my point. I think they're going to find something more embarrassing. And that's when it got really sad because my first joke answer was some kind of asshole deodorant that you would use just for your asshole. But then I remembered, like, a few years ago, I don't think it was on wrestling podcasts. I don't even know if I was listening to wrestling podcasts at the time, but, like, bigger kinds of like Airwolf podcasts would, promote a product that supposedly they're like underwear that you put on that made your farts not smell. So the
Get
asshole.
the fuck out of here. No way.
Yeah, they're called like Shreddies or something like that. So I was just like, well, that's already been done. And then I was like, oh, what about like some kind of fleshlight, but like less embarrassing, like hip? And then I remembered Tengas exist, and fucking Kaiji Muto actually promoted those. So that's out of the window too. So I think the only thing I could think of that is possible is some kind of diaper that they're just like, no, it's cool. Like, you don't have to be incontinent. Like, maybe you're just like watching something and you just want to pee your pants. It's cool now. Like, I wear it. I don't even have a problem. I just like wearing it because I don't like getting up sometimes. Sometimes I'm at Monday Night Raw enjoying myself and I just want to piss my pants a little. So I think that's going to happen this year. I think we're going to see a new embarrassing product, hopefully a diaper. And people are just going to, like, after a month of hearing Conrad and Tony Schiavone talking about it, people are going to be normal to it and not think it's weird that you're trying to promote a product for boners, even though you supposedly don't have a problem with getting them. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the only one that sees how stupid this is, but whatever. Get your money, guys. Get it.
Looking at the myshreddies.com web store, they got flatulence pajamas for 83 pounds. I think that works out to like 140 in American dollars. That's crazy. They got jeans for 100 pounds. Good grief.
So fart-proof jeans.
Just go to the bathroom and fart, man. What the fuck is your problem? Why would you pay that much money to like just fart in your pants like in public? What a fucking weird move. Thinking of like medications that would cater to wrestling fans, though, I'm surprised that Beano hasn't really like thrown their hat in the game because like I've seen the things that people eat at wrestling events, and I don't know, man. Like, it would cause me a problem for sure. Beano, look into this. I'll fucking read your ads all day. Speaking of farts, my last guess of something that'll happen in 2019. I would be fucking pumped for this. So it seems like the New York office, they're very into looking to the independent scene for inspiration. Like they're currently like toying with intergender wrestling, even though I think they called off Nia Jax and Dean Ambrose. But I think they do it like on the NXT, like Florida shows all the time. So that's something that I feel like they pulled from independent wrestling. The latest, Observer Radio made it sound like Vince was like, you know, damn it, we need this fucking work rate on this show, which like explains why there was like 4 dudes from NXT that were called up super cold. GCW's hot, but I kind of don't see the WWE like going the deathmatch route. Like, who's really gonna fucking do it? Even though like I think Buddy Murphy would be like a sweet deathmatch guy. So I was thinking like, what idea are they gonna boost from indie wrestling next? Like they already do like DTG shirts too, which is kind of like crazy. And then I remembered that one time I was like at an indie show and they were running raffles for merchandise. And I was like, that's it. That's going to be the next idea. So my prediction for 2019 and beyond, I think that the WWE is going to integrate live gambling into their programming. Like, I love gambling. You know what would make me love Raw? If I could bet whether or not Sasha Banks was going to beat Ruby Riott, and maybe I get these tokens. So like the Sacramento Kings they have this mobile app that they're going to launch where you can like bet with like their like virtual currency, and you can win like tickets, you can win merch. And this might be their way into like winning young people again, is if you could just kind of virtually bet on what's going to happen on TV. So New York office, if you're listening, you should look into this. I think this is going to be the future for everything, honestly, but wrestling, I can see it happening there as well.
The independent shows around here do it, and so do the Chicago Bulls, but they do 50-50 raffles at the games. And I guess they can't really do it at Raw because I don't know who would get the money, but I would definitely be more interested in going to a Raw if there was gambling or even a 50-50 raffle.
See?
So I completely forgot whatever my last formulated answer was.
God damn it, Mike.
So I have some other runners up that I was like, that's not funny enough. So, the first one is that, and again, I do think this is pretty plausible. The Undertaker's out there. He's taking bookings, and, he seems to be open to it because he took a booking with, technically WWE's main competitor now, just to sign autographs or do whatever the fuck. But I don't think this dude is used to this kind of lifestyle. So it is only a matter of time until this dude does or says something very racist in a public place. And, we're going to have to be canceling The Undertaker soon. Because that dude seems to be like always 2 seconds away from like, he's always wearing that 9-line shit, and that's sketchy. And, so it's going to happen. It's, I don't know. Maybe not this year, but it's happening.
I can see it. I can absolutely see it. Like the odds on that are even. That's a good bet.
Another one I kind of threw out there was sort of serious, but kind of on Al's deal of stealing stuff from the indies. I think if they can get away with it, they might try and do like a Shotgun Saturday Night again, which was at the time it was supposed to be like their racy show until they just switched to all the raciness. But I could see them trying that again, doing some kind of shit. Like, I mean, they have their own network, so I guess they can't really show it at late night, but, they could put a mature tag or whatever the fuck they put on it and just be like, this is our racy show. And, it doesn't even have to be great wrestlers. It could just, just be raunchy shit. 'Cause I could see them trying to throw that out there to stop all this competition, basically.
I would be super down for Too Hot for TV WWE. Are you kidding me? I'd watch it all the time.
Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm sorry I just blew it on the last one, but I'm sure it wasn't that funny. I was not expecting to get that riled up about Blue Chew, but after I started talking about it, I got pretty worked up, so I apologize, guys.
I can't shake the fact that people are willing to shell out hard-earned money to fart like out and about. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go to the bathroom. It's disgusting. Last up, the world-famous Virtual Pros mixtape with Wrestling Room's Yoshihiro Tajiri, M2K, and North Dakota's finest grapplers? Please stay tuned. Here on Virtual Pros episode 81, and this is our mixtape segment. If you don't know the deal, we do a couple matches each episode. We review. These videos are on YouTube. They're on our playlist, Virtual Pros Mixtape. You could just search that, or you can follow Virtual Pros on YouTube, and you can watch along. And I'm also trying to tweet them out the day of, just so you get that extra advantage. But so my first match of the night is, we'll start with Hijo del Vikingo
versus Australian Suicide, who again was just announced for Joey Janela's spring break. So this is very good synergy going on here. This was from AAA sometime in 2018. I think this was early 2018. The reason I chose this is because I think this Hijo del, it's Vikingo, but they pronounce it a cool way. They pronounce it Vikingo, so it doesn't sound stupid. So, but you know, he's the son of the Viking. I'm just going to call him Viking Jr. for now on. But Viking Jr., I think he's going to be the next guy. He's doing stuff. I see he's in Impact or TNA. I don't know if it was like one match or what, but he's doing stuff there, and I just think he's going to be the next Mexican lucha dude to blow up and just tour all over the States. Because if you see gifs of this guy on Twitter, he just does all the crazy moves, and people like that stuff. So I could see him getting a run, as they would say in America. So I wanted to put this match on the mixtape for that. Unfortunately, this isn't his best match. I just chose a match. I should have probably chose like a tag match or like a scramble match or something, but I just chose the one-on-one match, which is usually not the preferred type of lucha, I don't think. But he still shows off some stuff in this. They introduced Australian Suicide, who's also a crazy daredevil man, as Maximo High Flyer, which I believe means maximum high flyer, which means he is the top level of high flying. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if this arena, I don't know if there's multiple kinds of this arena or if it's always this one that I see on the lucha stuff I do catch every once in a while, but this place is called the Palenque Arena, I believe. And it's just like this circular, like I imagine it was made specifically for boxing. So it's just like this perfect circle. The ring fits into it and like a little of the outside, and the rest is just seats. And it's just like, I don't know, outside of Arena Mexico, this is probably my second arena I would like to go to in Mexico because it looks so cool. Unfortunately, it's very empty here for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's not a well-attended arena, but I just love the look of this place. It seems that the Viking Jr., son of the Viking, is missing a mask. He has like this cool costume, but it's just like no mask. And I don't know. I don't know if that was a choice. I tried to look up his Wikipedia, and all I could gather from it is that he started as, I guess a lot of Mexican wrestlers do, as a midget wrestler. And then he grew into being a grown-up, regular size wrestler. And
are you serious? How does that even happen?
I think because when, like, Rey Mysterio did the same thing. I think when you're just like a kid, because like I think he's only like 22 or something. So he probably started when he was like 16 or something. So yeah.
You tell me Kemonito could possibly just grow up to be like normal size?
No, that's not. No. I'm saying if you're a kid and you're short and you're a fucking wrestler, they're gonna stick you in like the mini division. Kemonito is not like, I mean, Microman is, so I guess when you're that size, you can wrestle actually. But yeah, Kemonito, I don't think he wrestles a lot, but Microman definitely does. But yeah, if you're a kid, I think maybe even Psychosis did this. It's just, I think it's
dude,
like
Psychosis is like 6'8", dude. No way.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you. He probably started wrestling when he was 9. He's probably a mini wrestler.
Okay.
But I don't know that for sure. When I looked at his Wikipedia, like all his first matches, he was fighting somebody, Cito or mini somebody. So I'm assuming he was also in the mini league and he wasn't just a grown luchador fighting minis, because that would also be a weird gimmick anyways. But then, yeah, anyways, after that, he became El Hijo del Vikingo. And yeah, like, I don't think he lost a mask or something. It just seems like he could have like this, like he has like this weird, like leather, studded vest. So he could just have like this crazy studded Viking mask, like how War Machine wear, or the War Raiders or whatever they're called wear. Yeah. And I don't know. It just seems like a missed opportunity to me. That's what I'm saying. There's a part in this match where Viking tries to do a top rope Hurricane Rana to Australian Suicide, and Australian Suicide just kind of like jumps out of the way, or, you know, just he falls to the ground, so he can't do it. And so Viking tries to just Hurricane Rana the air basically, and falls right on his head, just like right immediately on his head. And it seems, I've only seen a handful of this dude's matches, but it seems every single one of them has him somehow falling on his head. So he does that a lot. His finisher is that, what's that called when it's like the inverted 450? Does that have a name?
Yeah, it's called 054.
Is it really?
That's what Mustafa Ali calls it.
Okay. So, yeah, he does the 054, and that's a pretty cool move. Basically, this dude has the coolest flippy moves that you can have. He's just like, he put all his create a wrestler points into the high flying category, and he just has all those moves. And I think this is a guy to look out for. This match is okay. It's not that fucking great. It's definitely passable, but I just wanted to talk about this guy for a minute.
Yeah, so this might be the first match I feel like in wrestling history where like the referee, like he looks like he can beat the fucking shit out of the wrestlers he's reffing against, which is like a pretty cool energy. Like you respect the ref if he can beat you up. So this was really innovative. The ring announcer for AAA, he does the E40 ad lib after announcing Australian Suicide's name. So this announcer is like now my favorite guy of all time. So Howard Finkel, Lenny Hart, move out of the way. This guy, he's my favorite. Yeah, the son of Viking. He has a pretty nice tope. Props to that guy. I like his tope a lot. So yeah, I was going back and forth on whether or not Australian Suicide was a good wrestling name. Like, I guess the pros are that, like, it definitely stands out. But say, like, Australian Suicide, he goes on to have, like, an incredible career, wins the title at WrestleMania. They're definitely not going to let Australian Suicide on Good Morning America with a name like that. So he might be, like, quartering himself with such a very saucy name. But I guess it sticks out. But yeah, the pace of this match was cool. I like that they dressed up for this. It wasn't bad. It wasn't phenomenal, but I didn't hate it. Next up was M2K, Susumu Mochizuki, Hiroyuki Kanda, and Darkness Dragon versus Crazy Max, Sema, Suwa, and Taru. Toryumon 7/8/2001. This is for the UWA World Trios title. So some definite high stakes are in play here. So since this happened in 2001, this is all new to me. I'm watching this shit blind, as I was kind of phasing out of the tape trading scene during this time period. So I'm pretty geeked to watch this match and to catch up on all things Sema, since he's pretty hot in the streets right now with the AEW look and all. So the way that this match is shot is pretty jarring. I believe this happened at Differ Ariake, which no longer exists. So it kind of looks like 5 RF video cameras are like spliced together. So it kind of takes some getting used to for me personally. This is from a commercial tape called Dragon Era. I think the official time was like 20 minutes, but they condensed it to like 11 and a half. And I gotta say, whoever cut this match up, they did a fucking great job because the way this is edited, it makes it seem like this is like the most incredible, exciting match that's ever happened in wrestling. I don't know why like this struck me all of a sudden, but Suwa, he kind of looks like that Japanese gangster actor, Riki Takeuchi, who's in Yakuza.
Oh yeah.
And then that guy looks like fucking Wayne Newton if you were Asian. So if you don't know who Riki Takeuchi is, look that guy up.
I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same guy, but there's a guy with a similar look in Battle Royale too. I don't know if it's the same guy.
That is the same guy. Yeah. So like I said, I picked this match because of Sema's resurgence in pro wrestling these days, with him in AEW and him heading the OWE promotion. And I think this particular match, like, it definitely solidifies the idea that Sema was the fucking man close to 2 decades ago. Like, everything he's doing in this match is, like, being ate up by the crowd here. And the final stretch, cut up or not, it looks pretty nuts. 6-man tag team wrestling from Japan. It might be the best form of wrestling of all time. This was a strong recommendation from me. What do you think, Mike?
As Al said, one of the angles they had on this video was like an overhead angle, which would now be like a drone shot, and that is pretty jarring. It looks like they were watching like security camera footage or something. It's real crazy. I don't like it. You can definitely hear the babes screaming in the audience in this, and again, as Al said, I was also kind of phasing out of tape trading at this point, so I did not realize that Dragon Gate was visual even before it became Dragon Gate, basically. I didn't know they had the babe screaming for him back then, too. I mean, I probably just never realized it because I probably wasn't listening for it, but I'm glad they were visual right off the bat. Just they were already known as that, like a year into their existence. Oh no. Teru, he always struck me as kind of like the original version of Evil, the wrestler.
Oh shit, yeah.
Because they both, like, back then, Teru kind of had that look to me as like kind of a look you don't expect from a Japanese man. He kind of just had like this generic kind of vision of heavy metal, basically. That I don't know, like it doesn't really pronounce. He's just like, he has like the edgy late 90s look, and it just didn't seem fitting for a Japanese wrestler. And I feel the same way about Evil. I think Evil looks cool as hell, but I look at him and it's such like a basic kind of like theory for being like a heavy metal bad boy and stuff. He just has like the eye makeup and the sickle, and it's just kind of like pretty normal and generic. And that's just how I felt about Teru too. And yeah, they kind of have like all their similarities, but outside of that, I don't think I'm not really seriously would ever be a gatekeeper. I don't believe in that. I think that's kind of silly, but I think one of my gatekeeping moments, if I were to be a gatekeeper, is that if you don't remember if you weren't watching wrestling when the original Crazy Max was around, then I don't want to hear your opinion on wrestling, basically. Because I don't know, I used to fucking love these dudes. They're so cool. They had this fucking Seema did that dance, and you know, they're fucking fuck it, all that stuff. It's so great. They were like the original asshole guys, even better than DX. So yeah, that's my gatekeeping opinion.
I respect the shit out of that.
My last match is a weird one. It is EWI Championship match in the wrestling room. That is the caption on the old the thing right there. EWI. Sorry, I was trying to pull up their website. The EWI stands for Elite Wrestling Initiative. It's based out of North Dakota. I'm not reading this as if I knew this beforehand. I just, Eric recommended this video. I think he might have something to do with this video. I don't know. He might have been in on this wrestling. I don't know. But, he sent this over like months ago, and I finally got around to putting it on. So after I watched it, I did this research that this stands for Elite Wrestling Initiative, and it's based out of North Dakota. And, so basically the video starts off, and it's in a room. It's in this guy's quote unquote wrestling room. That's what he calls it. I don't know what it is in real life. Like, it's definitely a wrestling room. It's completely matted. I don't know if it's a gym or something. I don't think this is a room in a man's house, but I'm pretty sure he's pretending this is in his house. And that would be a real weird room to have in your house. So I don't know why you would pretend that and just not say you're at a gym, but I don't know. Maybe it's for real. Maybe he has a garage and he turned it into a wrestling room. Either way. The guy's name is Mercer Sage. He's the main guy. The other guy's name is Alexander Chance Evans. He comes in later. So this guy, this Mercer Sage guy, he kind of looks like Samoa Joe's dad, basically. He's out of shape. He kind of has like some facial features of Samoa Joe, and I think he's purposely trying to make his hair look like Samoa Joe's at the time. I could be wrong about that. But he also has this huge bald spot, and then always, I don't know, that there's always something about that with me. He's like, I mean, he's hiding it like from the front because he has his hair like kind of pushed up, so it kind of hides it from the front. But you know, when the camera goes back, he just has this huge glaring bald spot, and stuff like that always just interests me because I'm at the point in my life where there's many horrible things happening to my body because I'm getting older, but I'm beyond the point. I'm never going to be bald. So it's always one of those things I wonder about where I'm just like, I wonder how I would deal with that. And I don't know if I would like shave my head every day, or I think I would just have like a close cropped haircut. So even if I was like really bald, it wouldn't really matter or anything. But I don't think I would go this guy's route though. I don't think I would do the completely full like styled haircut. And just have like a huge shiny bald spot in the back. It just looks real off-putting. That's my advice to you, Mercer Sage. I'm not in your position, so I can't really speak on it. But it just seems like a bad route to go. Anyways, so this guy's in his room, his wrestling room, and he's pacing back and forth, talking some gibberish. I don't fucking know. And so he's the champion of some sorts of the EWI, I guess. And some other bozo comes in the room. Or he turns around and this bozo's there. His name is Chance Evans. He's a tiny man. He's like fucking 5 foot tall or something, and he has some belt too. I don't know what his deal is, but he's wearing these shiny vinyl gigantic shorts with what seems to be the Pittsburgh Steelers logo on it, but it's his logo that he just changed, or he just copied the Pittsburgh Steelers logo and made it his own logo, which I don't even think that's legal. I don't think you can do that. And it looks so cheesy. It looks like he just bought the first fucking shiny shorts that were on sale. I don't know. It looks bad. So then they fight, and it sucks. It's real shitty. They're fighting in this weird room, and there's a referee, and it's just like a dude in his socks. And his socks are like a weird color too. They're not like normal. They're not white or black. They're like a pinkish color or something. So it's just kind of like, dude, you knew you were going to be doing this video. Wear black socks or something. You look like a weirdo. Why did you just show up in your pink socks? That's it. I don't know. It was just like there was no thought that came into this. It was kind of like an impromptu wrestling match, I guess you would say, where they didn't know they were going to be wrestling, because it's just like real embarrassing. They're not really doing many moves. I don't know if they know how to do moves or what the deal is. It doesn't look like either of them would know how to do moves. Some other guy shows up at some point. He's like another bald man, but his baldness is even worse because he's like really holding on to like the last 10%. And I think that's even worse. It's if you're down to 10% here, you just got to go for it and shave the rest, especially if you're a wrestler. Come on, man. So he shows up. They bring in a ladder into this match, and quote unquote match, and they don't do anything cool with it. They the bigger guy drops it on the littler guy at one point. Like he just like holds it up and drops it. He doesn't even put any like force behind it or something. And eventually the champ, Mercer Sage, he wins. Judging by the website, he owns this promotion, quote unquote owns. He's in the forefront. He's like all over everything on this website. They also have a guy named Leonard Literacy, who is he has a bookworm gimmick, and he doesn't dress like a bookworm. He just wears glasses. And I don't know. I'm glad this was brought to our attention. I might search out some more EWI videos because this was pretty good. It was bizarre how bad it was. It was just like completely unplanned, probably worse than backyard wrestling. Pretty amazing. I don't know if this is still going because I think the last upcoming event was 2018, but I'll search out some more EWI. What do you think, Al?
Mike kind of covered it all. I got some notes though. So, I wasn't skeeved out or anything, but I think the most unsettling thing about this video is like, not that a person built out a quote unquote wrestling room on their property. This is not available to the public. I know that for sure. Don't tell me how, but I just know like this is not legal to have available to the public. But it was that fucking like electric hum from the lighting. Like it's all throughout the video. Like it definitely gives this video like a very like snuff torture video vibe to it. And like I hated it. I do think though that like if someone now that was fairly good at wrestling, like they came out and like they were in the process of losing their hair, I think they'd like be seen as someone super legitimate, because like it'd be like a counterbalance to like all of like the wet hair dudes. And so like if you're balding, it kind of shows like, not wisdom or anything, but you might be a grizzled old man. And I feel like it'd be a good counterbalance to like some visual dudes. So if you're listening,
it depends. It depends.
You think so? I'm thinking about like wrestlers that were in the process of balding, and like I think they're just seen like as utter badasses. Like C.W. Anderson, that guy could probably fuck someone up. You know why? Because like he doesn't have hair anymore.
I think that's the problem with balding wrestlers now, is they try and cover it up so bad, and you have like Dean Ambrose, who's like has all his hair just growing to the front, and it looks fucking stupid. And now he shaved his head, and he looks normal. I did like Baron Corbin went straight bald, and he could have probably pulled it off. He would have probably looked really creepy if he had close cropped balding hair.
See, let this be motivation to you, listeners. If you're losing it, like Mike. I don't know if Mike and I sound like we're dicks about our money. Mike and I have really, really good sets of lettuce, man. And I don't even take advantage of it. I wear a hat every day, but like anytime I get a fade up, like I shut the office fucking down. So sorry about it. I can't relate. And neither can Mike. My last note. So it's pretty obvious that these dudes, like, they don't know what they're doing. But like at the end, one of these guys, he takes a powerbomb onto a ladder, and it was a pretty pro level bump. I guess if you're down with seeing like lower back torture and how North Dakota gets down, this vid is like precisely for you. The last match of the night, Minoru Tanaka versus Yoshihiro Tajiri, Battle Arts 1/20/1998. So this is from the Battle Arts B-Mania commercial video. So the premise of this video is that they run down the 20 best matches in Battle Arts history. This was number 3. So I told you motherfuckers I'd do a pretty good job redeeming myself here. And I think I did. So we're getting blue underwear Tajiri in this one. And I think this is like an era that's kind of forgotten by some of the younger listeners. Because I think he stopped wearing them, I don't know, before 2000? I'm not sure. Anyway, I was kind of shocked though, because I thought like leg slapping ass Tajiri was like exclusive to like the black baggy vinyl pants version of Tajiri. But he's doing it here, which is kind of crazy because Battle Arts kind of prides itself on looking realistic. But he's definitely slapping that leg here when he kicks. Also, Tajiri, he's kind of bringing the rice out with the submissions. At one point, he puts Minoru Tanaka's head between his butt cheeks and then like he yanks on his arms. And that has to be like the most humiliating submissions I've ever seen in pro wrestling. Later on, he does this like submission where I think like Tanaka's shoulder's gonna pop out of his socket any minute. Like, it's fucking filthy. They go to the outside and Tanaka hits a second rope moonsault onto the outside. And it's like for real the farthest I've seen anyone travel distance-wise for a moonsault. It's kind of like when Shane McMahon or RVD, like they do the Van Terminator. It was kind of like that. I feel like Minoru Tanaka went from one post to the other. It was incredible. This clocks in at like a little under 12 minutes, but the urgency in this match is like fucking great. Like all the near falls I really bought into. Corkin's like on fire for this, and like Minoru Tanaka in this match, like this guy should have won the belt at WrestleMania or something. Like this was extremely my shit. What'd you think?
Yeah, so before I forget, I think last episode I said something about I just didn't remember what happened to Minoru Tanaka and why he didn't really become the guy. And Bahu reminded me that he became Heat in New Japan, and that's what kind of killed him because it didn't work. But so yeah, I guess that's why he just like never became the guy. But anyway, yeah, as Al pointed out, this is blue underwear Tajiri, and that is my real gatekeeping moment. If you weren't around for blue underwear Tajiri, I don't want to hear your opinion on wrestling. This guy, I've loved him since the blue underwear. I'm gonna have a real hot take. I liked him better when he was blue underwear Tajiri.
Oh shit!
I thought that fucking Great Muta, like Twizzy Great Muta shit, got kind of played out after a while. It was cool. It got played out in ECW. I thought it was cool when he was in WWE and he was like down with Steven Regal doing it because that was just weird. But yeah, when he was like with the Sinister Minister and stuff, I was like, this is corny. But either way, yeah, I'm down with blue underwear Tajiri, and as Al pointed out, the leg slapping. I completely forgot that he basically popularized this. He popularized doing this, and when he first did that, and like the first time I saw it, I was amazed. I didn't know they were slapping their legs. I probably didn't know they were slapping their legs till like 4 years ago, probably. I didn't really like ever look for it, and I just didn't know how he did it, and I was just like, man, that's fucking nuts. And then it became a thing. Now everybody fucking does it. And now I notice it in matches now. There's years I just never noticed people doing it. This one, I had to rewind because I was like, how does he do it? And it's just so crazy the sound he gets from slapping his fucking leg, man. I don't know if he has like some special hand or something, but it is crazy because he gets that same loud sound when he's wearing pants too. It's just, I don't know, it's fucking nuts. But speaking of that, the leg slapping before that, it's just this crazy sequence where Minoru Tanaka is like, he has his arms over the rope so Tajiri can't Irish whip him. and he does like this weird kind of like judo throw arm drag to get him off the ropes. And I've never seen that before. It's fucking crazy. And then, yeah, he hits him with the fucking leg slap kick, and then gets him in that butt cheek submission. And it's just like such a crazy moment. It's so good. These guys, they definitely wrestle like my Ultimate Fire Pro style. This is exactly like the absolute type of wrestler I always want to use in how I wrestle. All I do is submissions and this shit. This is all I do, with, very light, high flying moves here and there. It's just all submissions and shit like this. There's another part where Tajiri does like a sunset flip into that rolling cradle, that wheelbarrow thing where they just roll around the ring. And that's I don't think I've seen that before either. There's like a few things in this I haven't seen before, at least don't remember seeing, because I'm pretty sure I had this tape, so I probably had to have seen this match at some point. But yeah, either way, this is an amazing match. This is great. I don't know if I'd go full perfect, but it's definitely high up there. Definitely highly recommended.
It's so funny because this match was supposed to big up fucking Minoru Tanaka, which I think he does a great job. But if anything, this reminds me, fucking Blue Underwear Tajiri is the fucking man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a fucking Blue Underwear Tajiri comp tape. Rob Naylor, if he's out there, dude, I want this shit. I would pay premium PayPal money for this shit. That was episode 81 of that World Champion Sound Virtual Pros podcast. Hit us on Instagram and Twitter at the RTL Pros, SoundCloud, iTunes, leave a 5-star review. Hit us on Spotify. And if you want to participate, if you want to just give us your feedback on how we're doing, hit us at virtualpros64@gmail.com. A nice, tight episode, Mike. Any last words?
Hey, I did a lot of stammering on this episode. I promise I'm going to learn to talk by the next episode.
Oh, man. I was talking about North Dakota, and I wanted to say grapplers, but I meant wrestlers, and like it was just like a weird mismatch in my fucking brain. I'm not going to delete it. I just want people to realize how hard it is to be a wrestling podcaster for 3 years. Like, I was... like... behind the curtains, I didn't even know how to fucking intro this show. And like, I've done this 81 fucking times. It's nuts.
It happens. There's just off days, guys.
Man, you guys better appreciate this shit, man. It's not going to be forever. 82 in a couple weeks. See you later.